Hello everyone. Today let's talk about one of my favorite shows this year, Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. In 2013, Ubisoft launched a standalone expansion to Far Cry called Far Cry Blood Dragon. It's a retro-futuristic dystopian parody of an action movie from the 80s. It was a success because it just felt really different from what other AAA games were doing at the time. Even though it played like Far Cry, the retro wave spin made it really exciting. Unfortunately, we never got a sequel, but 10 years later we got Captain Laserhawk, an animated series that takes the same retro-futuristic style and themes and introduces a new story. I won't spoil anything about the plot or main surprises you'll get on the show. I'll stick to the basics so that you can see what the show is about. First, you don't need to know anything about Far Cry, about Blood Dragon, or even about gaming. The show stands on its own feet as a great series that doesn't rely on previous knowledge. The show was created by Adi Shankar, executive producer of Dread, creator of Castlevania and Guardians of Justice, and many other awesome shows. And honestly, I'm of the opinion that he should probably be given more IPs related to gaming. He clearly knows what he is doing. The show is set in 1992 in an alternate version of United States that has become Eden, a dystopian megacorporation/country populated by humans and anthropomorphic animals called hybrids. The story mainly follows the point of view of Captain Laserhawk, a super soldier modified by Eden that is now on the run. After he failed a heist that would guarantee his freedom, he lands with a team of rebels that work for Warden that runs covert operations from a maximum security prison. That's the premise of the show, and I was so convinced that I just watched a fun rump of action, but the show really has a lot more to tell. It actually impressed me with the social commentary that not only has a surprising amount of tact, but also a little bit of humor mixed in. While there might be some bits that fail to land with me, for the vast majority of the time it was poignant without getting too serious for its own good. On the first episode I felt worried about the usage of 3D for the animation. Not that I don't think it can be done well, a lot of my favorite animated shows have it, but there were a couple of sequences that right from the start weren't quite as good, and that can really push the audience away from watching the rest of the show. Thankfully, it was a problem for the first episode only. I think the applications of 3D on the rest of the episodes really landed well with me and they were really well done. And towards the end of the show, you'll even see one of the most interesting effects I've ever seen done in animation. I won't spoil what it is because it has some plot significance, but I promise you, it's a really cool application of creative directing and technology. The whole show is really a delight on the visuals. It's very easy for media with retro-futuristic style to not stay consistent throughout, but in Captain Laserhawk, it's not only consistent, it's like a visual language and a vehicle for the story. Many of the visual elements give you hints of what is going on in the world and help flesh out a world that has no right in being this good with only 6 episodes. If for a moment you think, oh well, that's not hard to do, it's retro-futuristic, it feels new, it feels exciting, normally I'd agree with you, if it weren't for the segments where the show turns into a video game to represent a part of a character's journey.
Good. Bullfrog, you're up.
Let's see.
If you're a fan of gaming, and especially Ubisoft games, you'll find so many Easter eggs to fill your heart with joy. And you can probably already see by the footage I'm showing you that a lot of characters are based on actual video game characters from Ubisoft games, like Bullfrog, a French assassin based on Assassin's Creed, Rayman, don't even have to explain that one, Jade from Beyond Good and Evil, and many others. To me, Bullfrog steals the show. It's just too funny to watch. The voice actor did an amazing job bringing the character to life. And not only that, the animators and artists behind its design really made him feel special. Maybe it was just me, but I felt like they took a page out of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and decided to give him a very specific way of moving and emoting, which helped to bring out his unique personality. But he's far from being the only standout character. Each and every one of the main characters of the show feels so interesting, and I'll say it again, unique. Even some of the side characters have a clear effort in making them something that is worth remembering. Not just from a visual perspective, but their own dialogue. There are so many one-liners in the show that really stand out as possible memes that will last for the next couple of years. Now let's talk about the other very important aspect of a retrofuturistic show that needs to be nailed down from the start of production: the music. And nailed it, they did. What you just heard is a bit of a sample of the main theme from the show, and it goes hard. It must be the only intro to a show that I haven't skipped after seeing the first time in the past few years. I'll leave a link on the description for you to listen to the whole thing. I don't even care if you return to the video afterwards, just listen to it fully. I think the creators deserve the support. The entire soundtrack is phenomenal, with really great character themes, ranging from synthwave to punk rock, with a lot of variation in between, that really helps cement that this is a fleshed out world that you want to invest yourself into. This will be my last push to make you watch the show, and it's a very sad one. I don't think the show got the marketing support from Netflix that it deserves. This could be the next Castlevania, but the fact is, it didn't get advertised enough. I just barely took notice of it coming out, and there's not a whole lot of people talking about it. Honestly, I shouldn't expect any different. It's Netflix. They could have another Stranger Things ready to explode, but they can see the forest for the trees. If it was pushed more into the audience, I think it would have gathered more mass appeal than Castlevania. People are craving something that feels new, and Captain Laserhawk is just that. Taking something that you love, giving it a really good coat of paint, and a cool story to boot. I hope you'll give it a chance and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Please like and subscribe the channel, your support means so much to me. That is all for this video, thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.